I remember what Jesus said to Peter about follow me and I will make you fishers of men, and they left their nets immediately. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to leave the thing I love and go and serve the Lord.
To this day, I get up in the morning and I'm still in awe of what God has been doing in not only for the church here, but in my life.
When he talked about love and forgiveness and salvation, I could understand. And it meant a lot to me to be saved.
We were a really small church, and actually we were falling apart. And the Lord told each of us separately that we were to keep this ministry alive and that He, God, would raise it up.
And then the Lord said, not only will you not shut it down, you are going to move here and you're going to take it.
We quickly went from 50 to pretty soon 200.
How about Alex Pacho? He's a senior pastor here in Hilo, and I hear he has a very interesting story on how he came to know the Lord.
One of the people that was one of the first of the converts was when we had moved from the women's club to the boys' club. And the church had grown to about 500 at that time. And there was a fisherman that lived in Puna that whose wife would come, but he wouldn't come.
March 1987. That's the first day I walked into New Hope Christian Fellowship. It was like He was speaking right to me. Even on the trip home, I said to my wife, have you been talking to him about me? And so I couldn't wait to go back the next Sunday. And it really was the second Sunday when I accepted the Lord, when He made the invitation. I accepted the Lord, and from the back row where I sat, moved up till I was in the front row after that.
Tell me about Jeannie's testimony. I hear it's a very interesting story.
Jeannie and Glenn Tomoshis were also one of our first converts, and they'd come to Christ and came out of a Buddhist background.
I asked my husband on a Tuesday if we could go to church on Wednesday, and I had been asking him to go to our Buddhist church because I wanted something spiritual in our lives. And he told me for about a year no. But when I asked him to go to this church at this time on Wednesday, and whoever goes to church on Wednesday, he just said, sure. And it was like, oh, wow. So we walk into church on a Wednesday night, and my husband is greeted by one of our elders now at Nakamoto. And my husband said he felt like he was home. I was nervous. I was a nervous wreck. So that night, my husband gave his life to the Lord. And I sat back and thought about it. I had to think about it. And it took me about 6 months to come to know the Lord in a personal way and get baptized.
Well, I was a fisherman, a commercial fisherman. And the only way Wayne could really spend time with me was to go fishing with me. And I invited him to come and found out that this guy gets really seasick. I mean, real bad. Worse than I've ever seen.
So the first day I went out, it was within moments. I was deathly sick. I turned green. I threw up 3 or 4 times.
And I would come home after a day out with Wayne and say to my wife, why is this guy going fishing with me? He doesn't even talk. He just gets sick. But he would do that all the time just to spend time with me.
He's influenced our lives through exempling a good marriage and being a good husband and being a good father. He examples being a good leader, a good friend.
He set the pace by example, and we just followed. And so that was the beginning.
I loved so much to fish that I saw it as my whole life. But what happened to me was there was a calling. So I sold everything. Sold my last hook, my boat, everything. And thinking that that was going to be it. I made that choice to give that up. But years later, the Lord returned everything back to me. So I'm still able to go fishing and to serve Him. And that is my priority, to serve the Lord.
To this day, I get up in the morning and I'm still in awe of what God has been doing in not only for the church here, but in my life.
It's about the peace and the joy that comes out of serving God that is so attractive. It's about the joy of fellowship with other people that you know have sacrificed and given up to serve in the church. It's about serving God who died for me. I mean, I can't give Him more than myself. If I could do anything else, I would, but I get to serve God through New Hope Christian Fellowship, and what a privilege.